You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole YouTube wrestling community, and one of your hosts, Juan, and I'm your other host, Jean Paul. No, he's not here. We say hi to Jean Paul. How you doing? He will be back for Dynamite, but Robrick family, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support that we were receiving the last couple of weeks, and he'll be back for Dynamite, so no worries on that. Another day of isolation, like any one of you, every single one of you know. But I decided just to do something really quick and informative to every single one of you because we love you. We want to keep bringing you the best content. So as many of you know, Impact had their pay-per-view Rebellion took place yesterday, and they did like something similar like what WWE will do because they said it's too big for one night, so they split it up into nights. So we're gonna be talking about this. I enjoy a little bit of the things that like Impact does. They're not the greatest company in the world, but I don't think that they're the worst company in the world. There's a lot of I would say good storylines when it comes to some things, and I see a lot of future, and I think that like in some moments they bring up good content, like the storylines that they do, like some of them like I potentially like are really interesting. So that's what I decided to just cover it a little bit. Like it was also like free on Access TV. Like there was a lot of rumors that this pay-per-view was not going to take place because of all the situation with the pandemic and everything. But before I start doing that, of course, again, I want to thank you to every single one of you, the new, the old, the forever subscribers that we have. One of them, Ariel Parkinson. Thank you so very much, Ariel, for supporting us. Mary, Glenn Davidson, everybody, Mark Gargoso, everybody that is helping us out. I want to mention to every single one of you that our interviews with the Unbreakable Lexi Gomez, Brady Higgs are in the channel, so please don't forget to check that out. But family, now that we got all the greetings, all the thank yous and everything out, and now family, let's talk about Rebellion Night 1. And in this situation, like AEW and WWE, it was like holded with no crowd, and like the people that were calling the matches or the commentary team was Josh Matthews and Madison Rain, and they're married in real life, so they played out a little bit of like antics with each other. Like they were calling, like Josh Matthews will see like, are you following me on Twitter, and she's like, oh no, I have you on mute, and things like that. Like they played it up with each other. They were joking around with each other the whole time, so I did enjoy that. I think that they did a good job in like countering each other, so that kind of was a little bit entertaining for me. So I really think that like they could play it up with each other. Like Madison Rain is a 5-time knockouts champion, so she knows the moves, she knows like how to like call a little bit of the match, like what like the heel is feeling, like what the face will be feeling. So there was like a lot of situations when like they feed off of each other, so that was really great. So family, let's talk about the first match that opened up Rebellion. Like I said, 2020 day 1, OVE, Jake and Dave Christ and Madman Fulton going against Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, and there was a surprise partner that was about to be revealed later on, and that happened to be Crazy Steve. Crazy Steve, for the ones that know, he's been an Impact for several years already, and he was also at some point he was tag champions. Crazy Steve made his return to help out Tommy Dreamer and Rhino in their quest to like go against OVE. For the ones that don't know, OVE is like Sami Callihan's like group, the staple. So the match was pretty good. I will say like there was a lot of action. At some point, like I was thinking that OVE was gonna win it, but then when Crazy Steve was revealed as the mystery partner, I thought like, okay, the faces are gonna get the win. And like usual, Tommy Dreamer with the toys and everything, it was they had a really good interactions. So when Crazy Steve made his return, I thinking, okay, the faces have an opportunity, they might be getting the win, and that's what ended up happening. But it was good to see Crazy Steve coming back, reuniting with Tommy Dreamer, with Rhino. They come up like strong and they look good. I will say for like storyline purposes and everything, I would much rather see OVE getting the win. But in the end, Rhino, Tommy Dreamer, and Crazy Steve like get the final say on that. They get the win. Let's go over to like some of the spots. But also I want to say that like there was a lot of bit of comedy, and we get like a few rotations of each man feeling each other out. Then Steele bails when Fulton hits the ring, proving that he's not that crazy. So see, that was funny. And then Fulton clears the ring. He tosses Steve into the rest of the people on the outside. Then Rhino lariats Fulton out, and then he hits like a gore on Dave Christ, and then pick them out for the win. Good stuff. I did get excited about what the pay-per-view was going to be. Of course, seeing like legends like Rhino, like Tommy Dreamer, and this staple OVE with like Sami Callihan. They're pretty hot right now on Impact, but we will see what happened later on that. So now let's move on to the next match, family. Des and Wentz going like they're members of the Radicals, like a pretty good tag team, I will say. They have like a future, like reminded me a little bit of like a mixture of the Best Friends from AEW and also Private Party, because like they high risk, they have like a lot of high speed moves, like the sequences that they did, they're pretty interesting. And another of their members is going to be fighting on day 2. So like I said, Des and Wentz against like Triple XL, AC Romero and Larry D. They went against also TJP and Fallah Bah. So like they had a triple threat tag team match. It was really, really great. Like I said, all these guys, they put on a really good show. I will say it again, the Radicals, Des and Wentz, they were the ones that impressed me the most, just because like the level of execution of their moves, and there was a lot of like quick action, like sliding in and out, not a ton of tags, but everyone gets a signature spot in the moment. So that was pretty great. I really enjoyed those parts of the matches. And then AZ hits the pounds on Des, but Des manages to kick out. A few nice kicks and speed spot, and like there was a lot of speed spots from Wentz, capped off with like a springboard twisted cutter and the spiral tap from Des, and then the Rascals bring it home with the win. So yeah, like this move like was really, really great for me. I was like really surprised and like how they executed like pretty flawlessly is with the springboard twist and cutter, and the Rascals, like I said, they get the win. It was good. It's good to see also TJP, TJ Perkins, for the ones that remember. He was on the Cruiserweight Classic. He was the Cruiserweight champion also. Not really given an opportunity in WWE. There was a lot of reports that he wasn't getting along with some of the people over there, and he's the one that asked his release. And being paired with Fallah Bah, like they're from Philippines, so they can get that tag team idea going. And also for the ones that don't know, TJ Perkins also in this situation, the Suicide came back. He's the one under the suit of Suicide, so he's the one that puts the mask on, and then he plays as Suicide. But now, family, let's talk about the X Division Championship match. Ace Austin and Willie Mack. This for me was like the best match of the card. I really enjoyed this. There was a lot of rumors that there was going to be a title switch, and in the end, Willie Mack actually pulls the upset, just because a lot of people also believe that Ace Austin should continue being the champion. But the match itself was pretty legit. There was a few botches. There was a little bit of a not communication and everything, and especially when you can hear everything that is going on in the ring. Because of not being a crowd, you can hear the referee and all of them, the wrestlers talking with each other. It was good, I will say. I was impressed for like they gave this match probably like 25 minutes, and see like they kicked out of a lot of special moves, and that was like the thing that I really appreciate the most. Ace Austin, for me, he could easily go to like an AEW and be in that kind of a division with like Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin. He has that exact same fit, and he plays a good heel. He's really great in the ring. Like his finisher move is like really good. I really enjoy his finisher move. It's called the Fold. It's like a cutter that is reversed. It's like a swinging net breaker, like applied really quick. So I really enjoy that. Let's go like to some of the spots right here. It was a really solid match back and forth. However, there was, like I said, a few miscues. Like Willie didn't quite catch Ace for the Samoan drop. So that was like something that I was like, ooh, that was a little bit risky right there. But Ace leans into like the coast to coast on the stunner. So that was I was really excited to see like Willie Mack doing the coast to coast. That was pretty great. I want to say also about Willie Mack. Willie Mack reminds me a little bit of Keith Lee, so I can see like the same kind of build for like Willie Mack. He's been tag teaming with Rick Swann. Rick Swann, for the many ones that remember, he was also in WWE. He was the Cruiserweight champion, and now they're tag teaming. But Rick Swann was also X Division champion, and he was the one that appeared before the match, and he's like, man, you got this, we're good. And he says, if you win, we're still going to be a tag team, but like, hey, we can be rocking both titles because we're going to be winning those tag team championships at some point. So he was pretty supportive. And Willie Mack, for me, he has again like the same build as Keith Lee. He's a wrestler that he could say a little bit on the big side, but he can execute moves that like from a cruiserweight. He can execute moves really great. And again, the coast to coast was really good. He ended up missing also like the frog splash. But Willie, like I said, kicks out of the fall, and see, that was a great spot also. Then Madison on commentary, he was helping any of the slower and awkward spots. See, that's when Madison Rayne helped out big time. She was really great at that. And like I said, just a really good, solid match. It could have been a lot better, but for me, I think that like out of all the matches that I saw, this was my favorite one. Very, very great match. And in the end, Willie Mack gets the win. He becomes the champion. He is the new X Division champion, so we'll see where they go with that. But I'm very happy for Willie Mack. Like I said, like he could easily be the next Keith Lee for everything, like I guess build up, how he talks on the mic, and how he develops his character. Very great that to see Willie Mack is like the new champion. Now, family, let's go to Kylie Rae against Kiera Hogan. Really, really great match from the women. This match for me made the night, just because to see how much depth that the Knockouts division really has on Impact right now. Kylie Rae was a really great addition. I don't know what really happened when it comes to AEW, because I think she signed with them, but there was a lot of reports that like there was miscommunication between them. Something happened that they had to let it go, they had to release her. But in this situation, Impact has made a big win when it comes to Kylie Rae. Her character being really sweet, really submissive, really nice, always like smiling, like nothing ever pisses her off, she's never upset. And like that was really great how like she portrays that kind of like the good girl. And to pair her up with like Kiera Hogan is absolutely outstanding in the ring, very good wrestler. And she's like, for me, it's like if you were merge Sasha Banks and Ember Moon, because her physique is like more Ember Moon, but the way she delivers the lines, the way she portrays herself is like Sasha Banks in them. So the storyline was pretty much that Kiera Hogan was not happy that Kylie Rae was in the Impact Zone, so she's the only one, because everybody else was so welcoming, everybody was so happy to see her. And then she's like, no, I don't like you, I will see you in the ring, I want to see if you got what it takes to be hanging out with us. And at some point, Kylie Rae was giving like, no, you're nice, I'm playing it nice, it's like, oh, thank you for everything, oh, like, you just like, you will see it in the ring, I don't want to hurt you. But at some point, Madison Rayne has a show on like all other wrestlers get in WWE, like the highlight reel and everything. Madison Rayne has his own show, so they play an angle where she was interviewing Kylie Rae, and Kiera Hogan came out, and then finally you will see a little bit of anger in Kylie Rae. She said, shut up. It's like, you're not being nice right now. So then she walked off, and in the match they put out a really, really great showing for both. Kylie Rae, at her age, she executes the moves flawlessly. She has a lot of dominance in the ring, intensity. Is like the character is like nice and everything, but when the bell rings, it's like boom. You see a lot of interaction between them. Was really great, and it was really hard hitting and aggressive. And there was some Japanese style fighting, spirit forearm spot traded with like super kicks. Kiera Hogan again. See, there's a lot of future in this division. Like I said, you have these two girls. You have Tennille Dashwood. You have Jordan Grace. You have Taya Valkyrie. You have all of these women. You have Havoc. You have Rosemary that are going to be fighting in 9-2. So you have all these girls that like you could potentially have so many like matchups there for that championship. And on top of that, like I feel that like they could easily do also like the tag team belts like they had years ago, because they had Sarita and Rosita, those two girls. Sarita, you end up being a trainer in WWE. Recently she got released, and Rosita, she happened to be the girl that we all know, and we know her as Selena Vega in WWE. So they could do that because of how much depth they have. They have Su Young also, that happens to be Rick Swan's wife. So they have a really great division when it comes to the women. And like I said, this match clearly surpassed a lot of matches that we've seen on AEW. Very, very great. Really worth of a pay-per-view to see. So as the match went on, the smiles started to disappear, and Kylie was getting more and more angry. Then Kylie got a little cocky. Kylie picked up her ankle and slapped on the STF. Didn't do much, smiling to the finish, but Kiera ended up stopping out. So like for me, Chris spots, I would love to see Kylie Rae going against Jordan Grace, Tennille Dashwood. There's a lot of future in there. Family, let's go to the main event. Unsanctioned match, Ken Shamrock against Sami Callihan. The story with these two guys starts because Sami Callihan, of course, he lost the world title to Tessa Blanchard, and then he went away for like a few, I would say like a month, 2 months and so, and then he started like coming out as like vignettes, like kind of like you'll see static and you will see like a message, very similar to what we've seen in WWE with like the mystery hacker and Smackdown and the truth must be revealed. Very similar to that. So you will see either one is copying the other. I'm not going to tell you which one, but you'll see the same kind of things. And then he starts to attack Ken Shamrock. Why? Because Ken Shamrock is about to be inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame. So you will see like he will interrupt like those statics, like the TV goes, and you will see just a message, and like Shamrock starts to get like all weirded out, and then he ends up attacking Ken Shamrock, and they set up this match. And the vignettes and like the build-up for this match was really good because Shamrock at some point he couldn't find him. So then Impact ends up doing is they end up having like the same kind of matches that we've seen in WWE, using a lot of cinematic. They've made the match, like I said, unsanctioned. So they started out in the ring, and like I said, there was no crowd, but like they went for like I want to say 4 minutes, 5 minutes in the ring, and then they up going to the back, and then is when the cinematic went in. You will see like music, you will hear like different sounds like suspense, you will see all of those like cinematic aspects of it to make you believe that you're telling a story, and when it comes to that. So Shamrock with a little bit of a comeback, but OVE shows up. So that's the main thing. OVE, like Shamrock is in the back. Like I said, they're fighting over there. And then OVE, all the members from OVE that lost earlier in the night, they show up and they start attacking Shamrock. And something really interesting happens here because, of course, there's Sami Callihan's like team. So they start helping Sami, but they call for Sami, and then he shows up, and then he takes like a baseball bat, and then he starts attacking the members of his own team. So that was really, I was like, okay, this is different. They pull out something interesting. So then he ends up attacking all the members of the OVE, and so he clears the house with all of them. So all of them, the three of them, are completely knocked down, and then we go to finally Shamrock and him. So they're staring at each other. Shamrock is finally on his feet, and Shamrock is going, we gotta settle this. And then Callihan is like, yeah, we're going to go outside. So they go outside, and you see a little bit of production trucks and everything. So they keep going at it until the point that Shamrock gets Callihan into like the ankle lock. And then he applies the ankle lock and says, there's no escape from this, tap out and everything. But Sami doesn't tap out. He actually ends up just passing out. And then they play like a little bit of Western music on that. Pretty interesting. I really want to say that like I enjoyed it, just because like to see Ken Shamrock and just in like a meaningful manner, he gets the win. Storyline wise, I would much rather see Sami Callihan win it, because Sami Callihan is the best heel that Impact has. But when it comes to Shamrock, you know, like added to there a little bit of nostalgia there. Like it was nice to see him winning. I will say that he is still in really great shape despite of his age, and he had to be away a little bit of the Impact Zone just because of the loss of his father. But he comes back and he's still looking strong. I really enjoy this. Again, cinematic matches is something that WWE has been doing with Johnny Gargano, with Tommaso Ciampa, with the Firefly Funhouse, and John Cena, and the Boneyard match. So I think TNA or Impact, they put out something similar. It came out decent. Like I said, I'm not blown away for what they did, but in the end, Ken Shamrock getting the win gives me like a smile, and the crowd leaves happy, so to say. So I'm looking forward for night 2. Night 2, we're going to see the situation with Tessa Blanchard, because she was supposed to be in a triple threat match, but we're going to see what they do with it, because Tessa Blanchard supposedly storyline wise is in Mexico. We have a little bit more action when it comes to that, so we will see a little bit more elaboration. She's going to be addressing the Impact universe or the Impact Zone, however you want to call it. We'll have Havoc and Rosemary. That's going to be also like a great match, and we'll be back for that. So we'll be covering all of that night 2 Rebellion. So thank you so very much, family, for checking the video. Thank you to everyone again for all the support that you see in the social media world. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram. Remember, we put memes, news, everything. We try to bring you the best information possible, and we try to keep you as much as updated as possible. So always check us out over there. We always have new things coming up. The weekend always would like to bring you different things, so stick out for that. And Jean-Paul and I will be back for AEW Dynamite. More elaboration. We're going to see what happens with Jack Moxley, Jay Hager, Jericho. The Exalted One is supposed to be there also. Matt Hardy will be there, so it should be a good impact. I think Kenny Omega is going to be back too, so we'll see what happens. We'll be back with that, all the reviews and everything. Don't forget, Road Break, #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community. So I think, like Jean-Paul will say, there's only one more thing left to say, and that is thank you so very much, guys. Wash your hands and